It's Miss Carlton. She taught me how to spell it.
Backwards.
Spell it.
He was me to be backwards.
It's starting with M.
You take yourself.
Sean, we ready?
Yep.
Our next presenter is WMiksovic with computer science and mass communication.
Hi, my name is WMiksovic. First off, I would like to present a disclaimer. I'm sick. I might not be able to project my voice, so everyone in the back, I'm sorry. Judges, I hope you can hear me. So, like I said, I'm WMiksovic. I did my project on the computer science behind mass communication. You don't really have to read this. It's just code. So I chose computer science because of my third year in governor school. We did a semester with Java programming. That really gave me the opportunity to explore computer science like I had never even considered it beforehand or considered it for college major decisions. And I really enjoyed my third year in governor school. So I saw this opportunity as a time to explore my time in computer science and do something different. Instead of Java programming, I would do a language like Python programming. So I interned at a company in Charlottesville. The company's name is Innova Solutions. They're a kind of small company, but they work on a big scale. They're a management communications company. I interned with a lovely gentleman named Andrew Thornton. He's the sales manager or sales engineer and project manager for Innova Solutions. During my time at Innova Solutions, I used Code Academy, an online tool to learn Python programming. And anytime I would have any trouble, he would always be there to help me. One example I have is I had to find the median of any random set of numbers that was given to me by Code Academy. And I just could not think of a way to find out how to get two middle numbers, and then if I had to add them together and divide by 2. So Andrew, he really helped me. He just told me how to do it. It seemed quite simple after that. So I took the length of the set of numbers, I divided by 2, subtract 2, and then put that back in to get the 2 middle numbers, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So he really helped me at any time I needed it. He was a great person to intern with. So my research, I really focused on the communication side of computer science behind mass communication. I looked at the negative and positive impacts of big social media sites and how they can effectively be used in educational environments. And I really focused on the some of the functions, the built-in functions of Twitter and Facebook. I focused mainly on Twitter and Facebook because they're the biggest social media sites there are right now. So some of the positive impacts, so for Twitter, it's Twitter and Facebook, they're both extremely fast, extremely reliable. Any communication that needs to go between a teacher and a student or students between students, they're all extremely fast and reliable. Some negative downsides, of course, is cyberbullying. Among teens today, it's just, I want to say it's kind of second nature just to either be bullied or be a bully on social media sites because it's extremely easy to do so. So those are the only negative impacts of both Facebook and Twitter. I also researched the best uses of Facebook and Twitter used in educational environments. So one of the best ways to use Facebook in education is the So one of the best ways Facebook is used in education is through the built-in comment system. Like a teacher, for example, a teacher could post a link to a research article or just anything like that, and then students could click on the link, read the article, and then comment on it right after that. It's extremely easy to use, extremely organized, and all in one place for the teacher to read the comments. So one of the best uses for Twitter is the hashtag system. So in lecture halls, when there's more than 100 people, it's kind of hard to ask questions to the professor. So if the professor used a built-in hashtag, he could have like a sidebar, like up here, that just continually scroll down questions that any students had. Students would have to send in their question with the hashtag, and then the professor could read those up in front of everyone and answer the question, which is extremely beneficial for the student and other students if they had the same question. So for my community service, my original plan was to fundraise for a big LED sign, kind of like what you see here. Innova Solutions sells those signs, which is where I got the idea from. And I would hang that sign in the bus loop hallway here at OCHS and use a program to add or broadcast, not add, bus changes in the afternoon. Say bus 32 needed, bus 32 students needed to ride bus 74 today. A program would be created. Someone would insert that information into the program, and then it would display on the LED sign. After giving it some thought, I realized that it wasn't the best idea. It's already the hallway in the bus loop, near the bus loop, is already extremely overcrowded, and I wouldn't want to bottleneck or cause more confusion in that hallway during the afternoon when everyone's trying to get to the bus at once. So my alternative plan and my legacy, I created a program to do the same function, broadcast bus changes in the afternoon, but I would use the library center or the media center here in the library with the help of Ms. Olin, who's in charge of that, to broadcast the bus changes. So the user would just insert the information into here, display all the information, and it would come out into this screen. That's just an example I made. And then that screen would show up on all the TVs that are here in the high school. We seem to have an excess amount of TVs. So I thought it would be great use to use that instead of fundraise for a brand new LED sign. So I don't know how to word this. I just recently implemented this system with Ms. Olin. It's kind of been a back and forth between, like, is it usable? Do I need to fix anything? I've made a lot of changes in the past month, and I've been away from school because of sickness and whatnot. So it's been hard to implement it, but its first time on the broadcast system was yesterday, and I would say it was successful. So I just recently discovered this quote. It's an adaptation of the Da Vinci quote. A project is never done, only do. For Da Vinci, it was artwork is never artwork is never finished, only abandoned, something like that. So my advice for everyone, if you're a rising senior or have already gone through high school and are doing other projects, I don't really know, just give yourself more time. I ran out of time. Like I said, my legacy was only implemented yesterday. And it's it's still going to be a work in progress. I still have to make changes to the program. I have to make it better, and all that. And I would just like to say this experience through my internship, my research, and my community service and legacy, it's really been an eye-opener for deciding if I wanted to do computer science in college. I would. I chose it for my major for all my college choices, and I would like to explore it further. I guess that's it.
All right, so there are a lot of like initiatives right now to get kids coding at a super early age, and I feel like to the point that it almost feels like it's shoehorned into things that maybe it shouldn't be. Like, oh, you don't really help this if you knew how to code. Oh, you don't make this better if you knew coding. And after your research and kind of the fact that you picked this up just like your junior year and stuff like that, do you agree with that type of stuff? Like that this is something that, I mean, there's even things where people are like, I can take any homeless person on the street and, you know, in a couple of days teach them how to code. And it's just like, is that, do you think that's actually like as useful as people are making it seem, or is this just kind of a sort of like trendy thing right now with coding?
It might be a trend, but I totally agree. It's a rising or a growing market for computer scientists and programmers. So there's always a need for programmers. So getting kids started to program at such an early age is great because they might like it and continue to do it throughout their life, or they might not like it ever. So I totally agree that everyone should try to learn to code. So I completely support the junior year coding school coding class.
If you go to Target, there's a board game. It's called Robot Turtles. It's supposed to teach like 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds how to program like movement into stuff. Like it's the basics of coding that early. It's just kind of crazy how you see it everywhere all of a sudden.
Hashtag turtles.
Check it out. I'm not joking here.
Do we have the equipment here at high school for these social media sites to be implemented, or is this something that would be a budget concern in the future?
I was focusing mostly on like college and post high school education. I guess it would really be up to the teacher what ways they would try to implement social media. Like I said, the professor using a hashtag would kind of be easy. They wouldn't have the technology. Teachers here wouldn't have the technology to like post that all the questions and everything up on the board or anything like that. But it could be done, I guess.
So I have a question. What about the argument that kids get enough social media outside of the classroom? Should the classroom be a social media free zone where they have to interact face to face with their teacher, with their students?
So one of the other major problems with using social media was that kids would not feel comfortable combining their own social media accounts with education based accounts. So if I had my own Twitter account, I wouldn't want to combine it or have it seen with your hashtag or whatever. So one of the major problems was that kids wouldn't feel comfortable, but one of the easiest solutions is just to create a different account to combat that. Did that answer your question?
Well, the idea that, you know, with social media you interact, you know, through technology, like a phone or a computer. Whereas you lose that face-to-face contact, that interact with somebody, carry on a conversation face-to-face.
So, like in the classroom, it would probably be more beneficial to have that face-to-face communication between teacher and students. But let's say, for instance, if the student was at home after school, it would be more beneficial to have that social media option to contact the teacher or other students.